What is up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. So tonight we have a crazy story for y'all. One of the most sinister, evil stories that I've ever done on this platform, point blank period. It pretty much involves a woman who was going viral for sending her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend rather, a slew of nasty and deranged evil text messages about him, his deceased dog, and the daughter that they have together. Not only that, this woman followed up with sending this man a video of her and her new boyfriend engaged in sexual activity. I told you, this is evil, pure evil. So first thing I want to do, I want to bring up the news article about the young lady. And this article also contains text messages. Yes, it contains the text messages, so I'll be reading those aloud. But I do want to say this before I start to read those text messages: viewer discretion advised. Some of these are pretty hard to hear, especially for people who have undergone certain situations. So if you do have sensitive ears, you may want to put this on mute right now. Let's go ahead and get down to it. First thing she says: I'm shredding the book with you and your ugly old dog that you unalived too. That dog effing hated you and ran away every chance she could, just like I ran away to everyone else's wiener, but yours, because you're literally the worst person I've ever met in my life. I will make it my dying wish to make sure you don't see your daughter and that she knows who you really are. F Zoe. Remember when you unalived her? Zoe unalive her. Come back here and get shot by my boyfriend and his huge Serbian wiener. Wow. That he'll be using to pleasure me this Mother's Day while your daughter calls him daddy and we F on the book with pictures of you and your dead dog in it. I'll get his blank on the pics of her and mail it back to you. Thanks for the Mother's Day. I'm done. Hope that you see your dead dog in your head with her tongue hanging out every Mother's Day. All Mother's Day, you ungrateful woman beater. Jesus. All right, next text. I am moving blank in this week. I'm guessing she's talking about the new boyfriend. I will need monetary help. No surprise there. You will not be permitted to be around blank unless a court is involved. That's the daughter. You won't see her for Father's Day or any other holiday. My dad is changing the locks tomorrow. I'm selling your stuff to make up for the money you promised. My kids will literally be better off with any role model other than you. You will not be hearing from me after this text, and if you show up here again, we will have a gun and I will call the police. From now on, we are blank and you do not exist. Blank is her dad now, not you. I'm guessing that's the name of the new boyfriend. She's saying the new boyfriend is the dad of the children now and not him, which is crazy because that's just a boyfriend. Don't you ever ask about her again. She isn't your daughter. You'll never hear about your daughter ever again either. You can watch a movie about Mr. Rogers and then mentally abuse your child's mother the week of Mother's Day and still think you've been wrong. So I'm moving dude in and you can actually feel wrong then. I hope for F's sake that you do unalive yourself. And then she goes on to say that the daughter is better off not even knowing you. So the next text message reads, who knows how big she'll be when you see her again, or even if she'll remember you. Remember that you did that with Mother's Day, not giving me money. And you can tell that's why she got her new dad. You sold her and her mom up the river the week of Mother's Day when you already couldn't even be there for the actual day. You'll get pew pew if you come back here. This is his house now. I'm shredding that book with you and your ugly old dog that you unalived too. This is bad. And this is the picture of the young lady right here. So apparently her name is Mandy Roosh. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing that name. Maybe it's pronounced Roach. I'm not sure. But of course, this is a picture of her. And we're going to also show you a picture of the young man whose life was taken away way too soon. This is our military veteran right here. So rest in peace to you, good sir. Not only did she ridicule this man's dog, why is the dog even in the conversation? Why are you talking about an animal? That's how I know she's evil. Why are you even talking about an animal? And then weaponizing the daughter. And this is not the first time we've seen something like this, of somebody weaponizing a child in a relationship to hold some type of cards against the person that they were in a relationship with. And ultimately, the person that suffers the most is going to be the child. Not the first time we've seen this. So she's done 3 to 4 heartless things. Meanwhile, sending this man a video of her performing sexual acts on the new boyfriend. Heartless stuff. Now, I know people go through things. People break up. People get divorced. People move on with their lives. But one should never seek this type of hurt towards someone. Now, I know that since this guy's in the army, he's probably looked at as some type of tough guy by this woman. He's probably looked at as some type of rock that can't be broken. No, this is a man that has feelings just like everybody else. He's going to read every single word you wrote. And not only that, those words mean more than a lot of other words from other people in his life because you are the mother of his child. I think she knew what she was doing. I think she knew that this man, especially someone of military background, was likely to have some type of PTSD and mental instability. And so he would be more likely to commit some type of act like this against himself based on the text messages that she sent him. And this is why I always say, you have to watch. I repeat, you have to watch who you have kids with. I want to bring her picture up again. This is evil. Look into the eyes of evil right now. And I want you to recognize how evil looks and stay away from this. You know what? I take that back because evil doesn't have a look. Evil doesn't have a look. This young lady probably looked like an angel when she met him, right? She probably put on that front and said, you know what? Mask off. It's time to reveal my true self. Once she got him in the corner and she started getting army benefits and she had his kid, now it's time to show my true self. This is unacceptable. I hope this young lady gets life in prison for this. I'm not one that advocates for, tit for tat type of stuff. And in the text messages, she did say that he physically abused her. I'm not sure how true that was. I'm not sure if that held any validity. I know that sometimes people lie about this type of stuff, and they'll even go so far as to put lies in a text message just to document a lie to try to make it seem more real. So I'm not sure if that situation held any weight. But what I do know is someone's kid can't be weaponized against them. Someone's new boyfriend, you can't weaponize a new boyfriend against your old boyfriend. That is evil. That's stupid. It's unethical. And then for her to speak about a dead animal, that's how I know this woman is evil. That's how I know this woman is completely evil. To speak about a man's best friend that has died, that's evil. That's evil. There's no excuse for this type of stuff, guys. No excuse. And I also want to address that we live in a society now that glorifies the woman being promiscuous after a breakup in a relationship. And I'm here to tell you that's not a good idea. You are going to give yourself emotional trauma by going out directly after a relationship and being promiscuous. Fortunately, us as men, we have safeguards against that. You know why? Because we can't just go out and find a new woman 30 seconds after we end a relationship like women can. We have a safeguard against that. We actually have to work towards finding a partner after a breakup. It's not just snap, crackle, pop, and you go out and find sex. It's not that easy. So for ladies, if you are leaving a relationship and you have some type of animosity towards your ex, going out and just sleeping with people is not going to solve that problem. It's not going to make you feel any better. It's only going to do emotional damage to both yourself, and God forbid you have a kid who has to witness this. It's going to do hella emotional damage to that kid. You're not doing yourself any favors by going out and just finding a new bed to sleep in. That's not the way. And I just want to point out, this poor man survived the military, right? Only to take himself out because of this woman, only to take himself out because of this evilness right here. Like I said, this is one of the most craziest stories that I've seen, especially involving somebody in the military, somebody that served our country. This should never happen. There is no excuse for this to happen in our country. And I think there needs to be steeper criminal charges for people that drive others to unalive themselves, especially people that weaponize children and use children as some type of pawn in a game and play on other people's mental health. Like I said earlier, she knew this guy's mental health was not in a solid state because he was in the military. And a lot of our military veterans, unfortunately, come out of their programs, come home, and have diverse mental problems. She knew that, and she played on those mental problems like some type of predator, because this is something that cannot happen in our society ever again. I don't want to see any of our military veterans going through this ever again. Now, I do believe in karma. I do believe that karma will eventually come back and bite this woman so hard that she will remember every single word of every single text message she sent this man. I hope criminal charges are brought up against this woman, and honestly, I hope she spends a lot of time in jail. She shouldn't even be around her daughter, honestly, because her daughter shouldn't have to learn these type of traits from her mother. Her daughter may be better off without this type of woman in her life leading her on and showing her the way and this type of, way to act. Because this is not how you act at all. But I want to know what y'all think about this. If you've seen this story, then you know this is evil, but I want to know what y'all think about this, please. And as always, if you like what you see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.